Hey, good afternoon. Today's subject is when your meat hangs. You know, when your meat hangs, it can be very disappointing to others. It's happened to all of us. Your meat hangs. You know, meat comes in different shapes and sizes. It's totally unpredictable. So what do you do when your meat hangs? You don't do anything. It'll come around. Don't sweat it. And that brings up the subject of the stall. Any large piece of meat on your smoker is going to stall. I've cooked briskets, I've cooked pork butts, I've done videos on both, and I'm cooking a pork butt right now. The temperature's at 202. I take mine to 205. I'll take it off, let it rest. This is all about the stall. The stall is unpredictable. You could have two pieces of meat that are basically the same size, same weight, and they're not going to cook the same. So what I've done is I've graphed this cook, and I'll show you the graph at the end, because once that temperature of the internal temperature of whatever you're cooking hits 140 to 170, it's a crapshoot. It could take 4 hours, it could take 6 hours, it could take 8 hours to push through that stall. My pork butt, it was a 6-pounder, 6-point-something pounds. It's been on that grill for 18 hours. It'll be done soon, and I'll show you the graph of the stall. You're better off to cook it early. Plan to have that meat done 2 hours prior to your guests. I mean, if you have to, if people are waiting on your meal, you can always wrap it in foil, wrap it in butcher paper, throw it back on the grill. But the longer you let that meat push through that stall, the tastier it is. That's when the collagen and the tissue and all of that tough stuff breaks down and makes that cut of meat super juicy, super tasty, and delicious. So you don't want to rush it. Let me show you what we got. Okay, we've hit 205. We're going to pull that pork butt off the grill, let it rest probably about an hour, at least an hour. Okay, that pork butt start to finish on the grill, 21 hours. I'll probably let this rest for an hour. It's gonna be delicious. This is a graph of the cook. This is the grill temperature. This is the pork butt temperature. I drew lines on the pork butt temperature to give us a good visual of the actual stall. Now you'll see in the first 6 hours of cooking that butt, that temperature went up 100 degrees. And when you see that happening on your thermometer, you're very confident that your meal is going to be on time. Well, guess what? Once it hits that stall, all bets are off. My pork butt, it took 8 hours to push through the stall from 153 degrees to 191. And this is the part you don't want to rush. This is where all the magic happens. That's when all that connective tissue breaks down, the collagens melt and give you the nice juicy meat. So yes, you could cook through this with much higher heat, but you're not going to get the end result that your taste buds are going to desire. So 6 hours for the first 100 degrees versus 8 hours for the next 40. So this is what you got to be careful of. And this was the stall range from 153 to 191. Now my total cook time, I cook my pork butts to 205. You go on the internet, everybody says, oh, pork's done at 195. I say, no, they're not. They're going to be tough and chewy. So had I cooked my pork butt to 195, it would have been done in 16 hours. But it took an extra 4.5 hours for that to cook from 195 to 205. 205, 205, 207. That's going to give you a delicious pork butt. You will not be disappointed. So I always figure on 3 hours per pound. And then I even start it early so I can have it done early, because this stall will make or break your barbecue. Well, I hope this video explains the stall. You know, if you're new to smoking, the stall is an important aspect of smoking, especially the large pieces of meat at low temperature. If you're going to practice smoking, I highly recommend you smoke pork butts first. Kind of master that and then give the brisket a shot. A pork butt is very unforgiving. You'll never kill a pork butt. The only way a pork butt's nasty is if you undercook it. I've overcooked pork butts to 210, 211, and they still came out very good. A brisket, on the other hand, you overcook a brisket, ooh, it's not very good. So practice on the pork butts. Remember to stall. Get your meal done early. You can keep briskets and pork butts warm 2, 4, up to 6 hours. So you can get them done way in advance. And it makes your life a lot easier when people aren't moaning and groaning that they're hungry and the food's not ready. Well, good luck with your next smoking barbecue, and thanks for watching. Take care.